So let's continue from where we stopped. Stay close to me. Won't let him bear, you know, I won't let him bear, you know. Through down, makes you stand by myself. We ain't got to lay down. This is better. All these scales, shit, I can tell. Yeah, fight niggas for life until I die. It's in that blood. Ain't no way a nigga play this video. It's going 4 weeks like AT, I'm getting down. Nigga, what you say? It's something, keep me down. My dog top dog, big revolver, catch the shit. So why are we taking here? This low and this high are one range. So can't find an inducement inside of that same particular range. Would have to find an inducement outside of it. So that's why I'm taking this guy here. Industry. And I think this price action, I've seen it before. This is the same price action that we're probably trading right now. It's just the difference is that it's on a bigger time frame. It's similar. I don't know. Maybe it's in my head, but this thing that they did here, I feel like that's what we're currently trading off of. But it just looks better here. That's the current price action that we're on now. It's from this pattern. The girl for my eyes, the girl for my eyes, the shall yeah, the juggle and the girls on the weekday. I'm a trouble man. I'm a trouble man. Oh, my days, I need you well. So this is 4 hour FVG. I wonder how I saw it from inside yourself. Chances of holding is there, but I will not say it's high. It only held because of this consolidation thing that happened there. So it makes this zone like a breaker block zone. So remember, breaker block, FVG, see a reaction. And all these zones got a retracement and everything. And this is all just playing to be one range. This is recording. Yeah, it's recording. So we got the reaction. So the only issue would have had is closing area. Here would have been good. Here would have been good. This range low again. Range high. But no proper retracement all through. So if I wanted to enter again, might be here. So we got the follow-up. The issue with the follow-up like this is when will you now close? Let's just treat it as an L. And this is just easier to see because we're on 4 hour. And this is where the breakout structure would start counting from. So remember, we're just continuing off of what we had on the last session before the thing ended. Love this consolidation here. Oh. If you please, bless me with a more. Let me, let me. Oh, never came. But it looked nice though. back in. Before time, what we call the brush. So we don't even need to label everything. The main point here is that something is repetitively working in this market, and it's easier to know when you're having a continuation entry, like if you're on this one, and when you're having a proper entry, like from this forward. So when you're having trying to find proper entries, as I use your trend breakout, 4 hour, higher time frame, all of that, and you have to know where your inducements, liquidity, the sweep and engulfing were just a form of confirmation, and it's what we're using. Like, let's just label some from 15 minutes or some of these zones. Something like this is one good example. Someone's like two in one sweep, rejection, close. It's like a bullish hammer, right? It was a form of confirmation. So if I wanted to enter here now, I would have just entered there after that sweep from this original zone, then the sweep here. So there were like two different ones. So this is the inducement liquidity that we talked about. Remember, I mentioned two different liquidities. I said liquidity in form of inducements and liquidity in form of sweep or engulfment. So that one was for the confirmation. So inducements, sweep, and engulfment. So they are all playing a role together. They're all contributing in different ways. So I also forgot to mention, I just realized I had not mentioned. So let's just add, let's come here and say, right, structural, breaker blocks, and let's just add plus FVG because I can't really trade. We can't really trade every breaker block, but if there's an FVG, there's a better chance at it. So this is the continuation for most of it. Are we all being carried along? Not after class. Somebody will come and DM me. This is not a private session. If you miss it, you miss it. You can DM me normally, but not for something I've already passed. That's passed. That's passed. You can DM me for other things. But try your best to ask your questions where now it matters, not when the day has ended. Come back one question that I did not even know existed. But the main point here is that we're just repeating things, and that's how it goes. Keep going forward. So all the time frames really, 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 really matters. We don't know. Another thing I forgot to mention was retracement. So during retracement, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really good with trading retracement like that. That's my own observation. So everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. But what I say works for me during retracement is now, easily we should know that after a good break of structure, there should be a retracement. Unless when we have a good engulfment over this zone, now maybe there's a strong strength here, and then we're getting good reaction. But I don't really trade that thing unless I see like maybe they were trying to break it, they could not, then they finally broke it. That retest is what I might not trade as a breaker block, right? If not, I'm most likely not going to trade this one because there's nothing pushing me to just take it, right? Now, where do I now start taking my sales? I might now wait maybe 1 hour or 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Either I do this overall or I do something like this from the last available low that led to the breaking of that structure. Then I'll start looking for entries like in between FVG entries. I'm just dropping this in anywhere. I don't know if it's coming up here or not. But let's just see daily. I'm not trying to be lining up with what daily has. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. See this FVG here seems to be rejecting from it. I would have traded it maybe. You get that kind of thing. Just be getting the consideration. But then, like I said, it's not really easy trading those sales. But then when you're on lower time frame, it looks easier because by the time you sit on your hand the whole day and just get one trading opportunity, it's much easier for you to know what's happening in the market. So you can see this zone turn into a field high already. doing it again. So it's now trying to flip this high, right? So let's say fundamentally, we know that gold is bullish. So let's check weekly. No FVG there, safe. So it would have been really hard to even catch this bottom. So now this is now where that breaker block idea I gave you guys comes in. You can clearly see the breaker block here. The zone being tested, right? What are we looking for? Opportunity. So this thing counts as a consolidation as we all know. The market is consolidating. It's very not easy to catch anything of substance. Because you could be selling. Like me now, when this is happening, I might be selling. You'll be chopping my money. So, but consolidations can be very addictive and very deceptive too. Can see this breakouts and FVG available, but where is its strength? We need to see its strength. They are inducing the zone. That is one strength. So we have a form of inducement on that zone. Now a better strength comes from daily. So I see this happening on daily. Reaction. Everything I did on gold, like earlier this year, was easier for me because fundamentally I knew what gold was doing. Yeah. So you have to be sure. Here's the common sense here. When there's war, what moves price for gold easily? War, politics, stuff like that. When there's uncertainty, even stuff like when we see something as stupid as crypto failing or certain stocks having issues, anything that's like a world problem, that's where you see gold doing well. But then when you see that the world is fixing itself, the US dollar is reviving, there are more policies, more all those kind of things, like they're introducing new policies, they are making new rules, taxing more people, blah blah blah, blah stuff like that. That somehow like could could fix up, especially the US dollar itself. That's when you now start to see decline in gold. But the truth of the matter is that if you trade gold for a very good while, you'd see what they call it. You see those things before they even happen. You see that big sell-off that happened after Trump won and everything. Truth of the matter is I was looking at the wrong range. Everything is now what range you're looking at it from. So from the daily and monthly perspective, that sell was valid. But then if you're on the hourly, you might be looking for more buys because fundamentally you feel like, oh, to buy. Do you get it? We haven't even broken this high. I see this whole shit here. Another consolidation. You know these things now. You just don't chopping your money because you don't even know where to keep entering. Don't even know where to keep yourself. So anybody that is wondering what you should do during this time, do nothing. That's all you should do. Absolutely nothing. In fact, that's the best time to run away. Every year, let's see it starting here on daily. Let's check 1 hour. POI here. That's other block here. So the other block is above the FVG, which is risky because most times they'll come down. Well, if I'm being real with you, I remember what happened here, so I know that they're not going to come down there. But we're going to try and solve why they did not come down there. So it doesn't look like I'm just doing something off of pattern. Now let's watch. So originally, I believe in the FVG here more than here, right? Because of the consolidation or the resistance that occurred here. So they flipped this zone. This is like a flip zone now. So that's the type of breaker block we're trading here, right? So now, what can make them work here instead? Well, from daily, the FVG already occurs from this point. And on the daily FVG, our 50% is somewhere around here. Does this mean we must reach the 50%? No, but I'm just saying. I just wanted to check, if I'm real. I'm being honest. I just wanted to check. But then we're not trying to find what can make here hold. So let's check 30 minutes. So this is the head I'm trying to create. But let's just be watching. Because they've not really given a confirmation. Now, they took care of the liquidity. I mean, they use this zone as a liquidity rather. Hmm? They cleared it, and I'm guessing this was during news. Now, this thing, no matter how provoked you might have been if you were on the sell, you'd see that this has now adjusted the range a bit. Now, the best seats would have been here, but then the zone that now looks more like an inducement now becomes here because they retraced into this zone. If you check it from here, everything is the time frame I'm looking at it from. So they retraced into this zone and use it as a form of liquidity. If you look prior to this, there was no other liquidity. So they induced this other block. So there's a chance of here holding. And it's higher than 0. So lower time frame won that perspective, but not because they are smarter or it's better, but because the daily already has already reached something. It's already been mitigated. So that's where that one guy came from. I believe we can end our class. So if you notice here, I'm not trying to use a particular trading pattern. See the only trading pattern I even trade. Range still ranges. Understanding the range high and range low and all this. So I just trade this pattern. I don't even trade much. Previous range liquidity taken in this one. So basically, what I'm trading is ranges, liquidity, and availability of liquidity, range liquidity. So that first class we use is actually basically why I can use in any market, right? So that our last class that we had rather is the concept used repetitively, right? But then this is what works best in gold. You need all these things to actually get a proper bias on gold. But then it's very hard to not be biased on gold, meaning when gold is selling, it's very hard to not stick to bias. When gold is buying, it's very hard to not stick to sales. Because sometimes the pair might do or skip some of your or preferred um preferred ideas. Yes. So for a few more minutes or a few more seconds, I'm going to allow any questions or opportunity for any misunderstandings if there are any. If there are none, we can end our class here. Mhm. So for those questions, if there are any questions, please ask. Are we all on the same page? Are we all understanding? Are we all getting or grasping the class? Please, if we're understanding or if we're not understanding, please use your chat so I can see what is happening. If I don't understand this, speak, is my network bad? Maybe my network is bad. Nobody's hearing me. We're on the same page, say so. Yeah, I love that sweep. I think this sweep was only visible on some gold brokers. So some brokers did not allow this sweep to occur up to this point, while some did. And that's why I was looking at this 4-hour FVG this thing, because I think on TVC or one that I can't remember which one I said I preferred for this thing, especially here was mitigated. But then what matters is the one your broker lets you use now. If your broker is following anyone. Are you guys confused if you're following or not? In fact, if we are confused, say so. If we are not following, say so. If we are following, say so. Find a way that I ask it. Not later. Some people come ask me who wants to be. I'll not answer you. If it's a stupid question, I'll not answer you. Ask now. Don't be scared or shy to ask questions. If there are no questions, we can end our class here. I think, let me even look at the people that are here safe. So I go know why here they quiet. Magnitude, Junior, Zoom user, Idris, Justice. Like now on a shy pass. If Mazi was here, for don't ask me one question. Other than that, I guess we're all good. At least no complaints, no anything. So we can carry on from here. So on to the next class.